welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I'll be teaching you error handling. So let's get into it. So in this first diagram, you can see a flowchart without error handling. So in it, the user needs to enter a number, but they enter H instead, which isn't one. So the program crashes. But when they enter a number, the program runs normally and outputs a message. Now we don't want the program to crash when the user doesn't enter the right input, because then websites with passwords and stuff like that wouldn't work. Instead, websites, when you enter the wrong password, they don't crash. They output a message and let you retry entering it. And that's what error handling is. So here, as you can see, an example of error handling, the user needs to enter an integer and they enter H, which isn't one. So it, instead of crashing, outputs a message and makes them retry entering the integer. And it will keep looping that until they enter 1. And over here they enter 2 and it outputs a message like normal. So let's get into the code. So we'll create a variable, enter a integer, let's see. And then we'll print the variable. And here, if I enter an integer, it prints normally. If I enter a letter H, we get an error and the program crashes, which is what we don't want. So all we'll do is use try except. So what happens in try except is the code in the try function is executed, and if it's executed perfectly, then nothing in the except function will run. But if there's an error in this code, then the code in the except function will run. So you run all your error handling inside except. So what I want to do if an error occurs in this code is and a message, please re-enter your integer. So let's run this. If I type 2 in, we get 2. And if I type H in, we get the message. But it hasn't given me the option to re-loop back and re-enter an integer. So the way you do that is a while loop. So what I can do is switch equals true. So while switch is equals true. Do that. Now this program will keep looping if the switch stays true. So when we get it correct, or when the user gets it correct, we do switch equals false. So the code doesn't run again. So let's try this. If I do an integer 2, we just get 2 and the program stops like normal. And if I do H, we just keep getting it to reloop until we enter an integer. So that's how error handling is in Python. Like and subscribe, and that's the lesson for today. See you in the next video.